Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with another tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do your eyeshadow or how to blend an eyeshadow. And starting off, for your eyelids, you don't want to start off with doing your eyeshadow immediately on your lids because your lids contains oil, so you want to make sure that you prime your lids before placing your eyeshadow. So to prime your lids, you need an eyeshadow primer. You can either use a concealer as a primer, or you can use an eyeshadow primer to prime. So a good eyeshadow primer is the P. Louise Rumor base, and it comes in different shade color depending on the color that or the shade that you prefer. And for this I'm gonna be using the CoverGirl True Blend concealer as eyeshadow base for today. And I love the consistency of the concealer, and more so the concealer dries down really fast. A concealer is also good as base for your eyeshadow. To blend the concealer we placed, I'm gonna be using a buffing brush to blend that out. Next, here are some eyeshadow brushes. I've got a lot of eyeshadow blending brushes. Depending on preference and the kind of eyeshadow you're going for, you can alternate or choose between the eyeshadow brushes. For this look, I'm going to be using the Focalo Twilight 18 color eyeshadow palette. First, I'm going to be picking my transition shade, and I'm using a big blending brush. Before placing any form of eyeshadow product on your eyelids, you want to make sure that you use a transition shade. What is a transition shade? A transition shade is the first shade you apply on your eyelids to get a good pigment payoff, or to set your eyes so the next product you're applying on your eyelids, you get a good pigment payoff on there. And before placing any form of eyeshadow product on your eye, you want to make sure that you tap off the excess. You don't want to apply too much product all at once. Applying a generous amount bit by bit, you want to make sure that you build up the eyeshadow product or the eyeshadow color on your eyelid so it doesn't appear too much on your eyes. With this, I'm going to be blending my eyeshadow from outwards to inwards. So I'm blending in a circular motion, and I'm blending that precisely, and I'm also holding the end of the brush. I'm not applying force when holding the brush. I'm holding the brush like it's gonna fall off my hand, but I'm also allowing the brush to have some kind of control on this. Guys, I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like you're gonna see what I'm doing in the video. Moving on to the second shade for my crease, I'm gonna be using another dark shade. So I'm building up the color on this eye look that we're going for. So I'm starting off from light to deep brown or to the darkest shade, and that is how we're going to build up eyeshadow. And I'm going to be using a dark brown shade for my crease, and I'm going to use another blending brush on there. So for every eyeshadow product that I'm picking, I'm using a different eyeshadow brush, and I'm also making sure to tap off the excess. So for this, I'm going to stamp on my crease before blending in a circular motion. Again, also watch the blending process and the placement and how I'm holding the brush. And next, moving on to the next shade for my outer corner or the outer V of my eyelid, I'm gonna go in with another dark brown shade, and I'm also gonna be using another brush. And this one, for this case, again, I'm going to stamp the eyeshadow on there before blending, and I'm tapping off the excess before blending, and I'm blending it into the second eyeshadow we placed for on our crease. I'm stamping it before blending in, and I'm blending it so that you don't see the lines between where we applied or where we just applied both eyeshadow products. I'm also going to be applying the eyeshadow on my other eye. I'm going to watch to make sure that the both eyeshadow placement are in the same area or in the same placement, so one is not more than the other or the pigment is not more than the other. If it is, I'm going to build it up. I'm going to go in with the big blending brush we used, and there's no product in this one. The blending brush we used for our transition shade, and I'm going to blend between the eyeshadow we just placed so there is no harsh line. So for every step of the way, I'm always going to go back in with either brushes to blend everything together so there is no harsh line. So you want to watch to make sure that you're always going back and forth to blend your product. And next, I'm going to go in with another eyeshadow, and I'm going in with a really dark brown shade. This is kind of looking like black, but it isn't. I'm going to place that or stamp that on the outer V area because the brown we placed I really actually did not get a good payoff, and I wanted this brown one to intensify that. So I'm going to use this one to like give a definition to my outer V area, and I'm going to use another brush to do that. Again, I'm always using a different brush when blending my eyeshadow or when placing eyeshadow. I'm going to blend that into the other shades that we placed. So I'm blending everything in together because I don't want any form of harsh lines, and you don't want to see the lines between where both eyeshadow meet. And again, I'm also gonna go in with another brush, so you can watch closely to see how I'm blending the eyeshadow and how I'm placing the eyeshadow, because I feel like the video itself is self-explanatory because I really don't know how to explain things, guys. Pardon me with this. Now moving on to the shimmer placement for the inner corner connecting to our crease area. That is our eye socket. In this area, usually people do like a cut crease or something, but I'm not really feeling or loving the cut crease eye look these days. But I love doing the eyes without doing cut crease, and we still get the exact same thing. And I'm going to use a shimmer shade, and this is more like bronzy tone or something. I'm going to use a flat brush to place that in the area where I'm supposed to place like my cut crease, or to do like a cut crease, and I'm going to stamp that in and blend it into the other eyeshadow. Next, between the part where the shimmer shade and the matte shade meet, there is kind of like harsh lines between there, and we don't want that, so we're gonna fix that. And I'm going to use another eyeshadow, and I'm using a darker shimmer shade to place in between both, to blend both in together so there is no harsh lines. And I'm also using another brush. Again, guys, for every eyeshadow I'm going for or I'm going in with a different brush. When I'm done doing that, I'm going to use the brush we used for outer V with the one we use for the dark brown shade, and I'm going to dust off the shimmer shade because the shimmer usually places or stays on top of the matte shade, and we don't want that. We don't want to see the shimmer shade in the outer V area, so we're going to dust that off. And I'm going to use a black liner to line my eyes. You can omit or skip the liner, again, is all preference. And I'm going to coat my lashes using mascara, and this is the part where you want to fix your falsies or your artificial lashes if you want. And for my lower lashes, guys, we're not done with the eyes. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna use a liner, and I'm using a blue liner pencil. You can use any color you want to use for your waterline area or your under eye area, is all up to you, is preference. And next, I'm going to go in with the shade we used for our outer V, and I'm going to use that to blend for my lower lash line because we don't want to leave our lower lash line bare. But again, it's preference. If you can skip or omit this, but because of the look we went for, I decided to go in with a layer of eyeshadow for our lower lash line. And I went off camera to apply my falsies, my artificial lashes. And guys, this is the finished look, and this is how the eyes are looking. I also applied mascara on my lower lashes, and guys, I love this eye look a lot. And guys, usually the eyes are not the easiest to do. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work doing the eyes, and it's not what everyone is showing you here on camera because the eyes usually takes a lot of steps with going back and forth. And I hope you enjoyed this one and you learned one or two from this tutorial. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well, and hit the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed to my channel. Turn on your post notification bell so you get notified when my new uploads, and also leave your video suggestions in the comment section down below as well, and check out my other videos to stay connected. Bye guys.